And welcome back to Night Trap, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you how a game is supposed to be properly played. So as I mentioned in the last video, our mission is to capture these creatures known as the augurs. We need to capture the most amount of them. Most amount? I swear I'm phrasing sentences correctly here. The point being is that you'll have to catch the most amount of augurs in this entire game. And that requires you to not pay attention to the story of this game. Now, I've mentioned in the last video that you will have to keep an ear out to these code color changes. You may have noticed that in the last video, the mother is like, please change the code from blue to orange, or something of that nature. And anyway, that's going to be the most annoying case in this entire game, is trying to figure out which screen to go to get the color change access to the controls. I swear, I'm forming sentences just fine, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fine. I swear. But anyway, you may have noticed that there's a possible counter and a captured counter. The possible counter will increase depending on the amount of augurs that happen to be on screen, whereas the captured amount is the one counter that counts your captured progress. I swear, I'm forming perfect sentences here. I'm not having trouble whatsoever. And this joke is going to get old very quickly.
Tonight, Dad.
Well, we have to bottle the 2 downstairs, and Sarah's coming in with 6 more tonight.
6? Yeah.
The problem is Sheila and I might have to make a delivery.
That's no problem. Tony and I can handle it.
I'm not so sure.
These have to go too.
Whoa. What's this? This is special vintage.
Oh, Jeffrey, don't be so selfish. Think of the poor, starving augurs.
Those animals.
They're here.
Good! Come down. Looks like a healthy bunch.
Yes, it should be a good weekend.
Too bad we must visit the Oggs tonight. I'd much rather stay here and enjoy our new guests.
Now, Victor, we can't forget about the poor augurs.
Oh, you and your charity work is beginning to be much too much. Come, let's visit the girls.
Da 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 da. Also, the soundtrack in this game is very fucking wacky. I love it. But yeah, it's weird. It's a very weird game, and I like it oh so much. But you see that there's so many interesting things that's going on in this house. The story in this game is very weird, by the way. These guys are vampires, right? And their goal is to collect bloods from the visitors of their cabin to give to these augurs, right? And there's a reason that this game was the cause of the rating system, the ESRB rating system. It wasn't just Doom or Mortal Kombat. No, this game was primarily to blame for the existence of the ESRB rating, for better or worse, mind you. But yeah, it's so weird just how much commotion this game caused from the parents of gamers and the government, for that matter. The government was so concerned about this game. It's a bit silly. But anyway, you may have noticed that our possible counter and our captured counter is a bit different in terms of number counting. And I mean, we're doing okay right now. Oh, don't worry, we're doing okay right now. But like I mentioned before, if you happen to miss a good amount of the augurs, you'll get a game over, just like it happened in the last video. And you don't want that to happen. So my advice to you is to not pay attention to the story whatsoever and pay attention to the notification icons. And I swear to God, thanks to this revamp of this game, the icons are a great source of things. I don't know what I'm saying here, but just pay attention to notifications because you'll see the live feed of the cameras, whereas before, I would imagine that playing this back on a Sega CD would have been a pain in the ass just because you've never gotten something like this until this revamp, you know? You were only notified of the bars or you just got straight static icons. And yeah, at that point, you gotta listen into that. You see, it's like, oh, we gotta change the access code to from blue to purple. And here's the thing about that. There's this next catch that you'll have to catch this oncoming auger before you change the color code. And at this point, I had a major brain fart for a minute and needed to figure out, oh, I need to change the color code to purple, because if I don't, well, I'm not able to catch the augers whatsoever. But anyway, yeah, my advice to you is to ignore the cutscenes, listen in on what color codes there are, and just catch as many augers as you can by paying attention to the notification screens at the bottom of the screen. You'll notice that on the very top left corner, there are augers roaming about in the hallway right now, and that's usually a good indication that you want to go on ahead and go to that camera feed just so you can capture some augers. Because again, if you don't capture a good amount of augers, that's a game over. Now, believe it or not, there is a checkpoint in this game, and yeah, it's weird because this game, this whole game right here, can be beaten in 23 to 25 minutes if you know what you're doing, and I'm not joking about that. You can beat this game in 25 minutes if you know what you're doing. The thing about Night Trap here, ladies and gentlemen, is that it is such a trial and error game. Like, you'll get a game over, you'll start from a certain point. Like, there's only one checkpoint in this entire game, right? And I think that happens at around a 12-minute mark in this game, by the way. Yeah, you'll have to capture the most amount of augers within a 12-minute time frame before you reach your first and only checkpoint in the entire game, by the way. It's weird. It's stupid, it's weird, and I love it so much. There came a time where I was pretty depressed, and then I noticed that Night Trap and Double Switch were on Steam, and I figured, well, I'll go ahead and pick these games up because I never actually played the games. Why would I? Why would I be interested in picking up a game that is full of trial and error on a hardware that was not good to begin with for the Sega Genesis, you know, the Sega CD? Why would I do that?
Come on, Lisa.
What's going on?
That girl looks exactly like Madeline.
Oh, not that again.
No, not that again.
Come on, Studley, we better change that code.
How about orange?
Sure.
See, like right there, you gotta pay attention to these color code changes. I think there's like a total of 4 or 5 of them in this entire game. And that's another thing with this revamp, alright? How are you supposed to know which camera feed to go to get these color code changes? Unless you are following a walkthrough, there is no possible way that you will know when to change to a certain camera feed to get the color code changes. Which, by the way, I am not stopping myself on these future cutscenes so that the cutscenes can play out, because there's not a whole lot that... Oh, except for this guy. I'll shut up for this guy.
Count on it. I think we should give him the old Jamaican number, aren't you? And out.
Maybe we should give a little bit of Jamaican love, huh? Have you seen my boat? No, seriously, that's the quote in this game. Have you seen my boat? Plus, my God, I don't know what kind of walk that's supposed to be, but that's a junkie dealer walk to me.
Oliver's face. Oh no, Miss Lisa. I can't breathe. Oh, I'll get it.
Sorry to disturb you like this, so sorry to barge in. But I was wondering if maybe you had seen my boat.
Your boots.
My boat? Boat! Oh! Me boat, ain't it a beauty? Built it myself.
Yeah, I've never seen your boat. Why would anyone see your boat? Like, do you see how much interesting story that we missed if we were to just ignore it and focus on capturing augurs? The amount of dialogue that we miss is insane in this game. But anyway, no, this is such a weird game, and I love it, and I'll never stop saying that I love this game. It's goofy. It's very goofy. It's amazing and astonishing how much problems this arise with the parents of gamers and the government to set up an ESRB rating over such a goofy game as this. Now, I imagine that back then that this game was very scary, and I can see how controversial this game is, because there's one scene in this entire game that caused such a controversial breakout, right? That it's in this scene right here. This girl, this guy that's hidden behind the shower, oh, that's such a classic. But the problem is that if you happen to miss this capture, I kid you not, this video goes as long as to show you how the augurs collect blood from people. And to see the victim getting the blood taken out from her neck by that machine that they're holding, yeah, it caused such a controversial breakout. Like, I'm not even joking. And yeah, the scene is grotesque. By today's standards, it's fucking goofy, but back then, see that? That's grotesque.
It's just the kind of thing that would happen on our big night.
Well, we better get the Augs before they get the girls.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a guy hanging in our closet. I'll just brush my teeth normally. Anyways, the way these augurs walk and the way the music plays as the augurs are roaming about in the house is so fucking goofy.
We got big problems.
What?
The Augs are here.
All right, I'll go downstairs and reset the access code to blue. Oh, now what?
What was that? I don't know. It came from outside.
Anyway, that's going to be the end of this particular part of Night Trap. And we will continue on with the story in the next video. So until then, ladies and gentlemen,